This is a time of profound uncertainty. But in terms of assessing the risk and thinking about who's in danger, thinking about Americans who are newly on the front lines tonight in a way that they weren't before the Iranian government was vowing severe revenge against the United States for this killing. And just consider tonight that whatever you think of us here at home and our risk here, there are thousands of Americans right now, American service members right now, tonight, as we speak, in Iraq and in Syria and in Qatar and in Bahrain and in Kuwait and in United Arab Emirates. Thousands of American troops there. And for us here at home, honestly, it is very hard for us to have any sort of realistic understanding of whether here in the U.S. we should worry about being within the reach of the kind of retaliation that Iran is threatening now. But it's not an abstract or hypothetical or a sort of extrapolated concern for all of these thousands of Americans who are serving in all of these places, who we know tonight are absolutely within reach of the kind of proxy forces that Iran has been cultivating in the region for decades. And that, of course, really makes you hope that somebody has thought this thing through to the second order, third order, fourth order consequences. I mean, there's no reason for us to have confidence in that, I think, but there is reason to hope for that.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.